With the recent release of Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead, I thought it would be a good time to do a video on some of my favorite zombie movies that don't get a lot of attention. Released in 2014 when the zombie craze was arguably at its peak, Life After Beth is a movie that really flew under the radar. I can honestly see it becoming a cult classic in the upcoming years. Starring Aubrey Plaza and Dane DeHaan, this is a dark comedy that follows in the same footsteps as Shaun of the Dead, and that both are able to not only make you laugh, but also have actual feelings for the character. After the recent death of his girlfriend, Zack is devastated. He finds comfort in spending time with his recently deceased girlfriend Beth's parents. The parents are played by Molly Shannon and John C. Reilly. They were probably my favorite part of the movie. John C. Reilly might be one of the most underrated performers to ever live. I can't think of an actor with a more diverse resume, starring in some of the most prolific comedies and dramas of our generation. He just has tremendous range as an actor. SNL alum Molly Shannon can't be outshined by anyone though. As expected, she is hilarious. Molly Shannon is one of the first of many strong, talented women to come out of the SNL studio. Molly and John are a power couple, and their over-the-top performance might be the best part of the movie. In the first part of the movie, we follow Zack as he struggles with losing his girlfriend. When he finds out Beth has come back to life, in an ironic turn, the movie starts to become more about Zack's journey and trying to let her go. As the movie plays out, we watch Zack and how he manages the death and the revival of his girlfriend. He begins to get conflicted feelings. He loves Beth, but she's a zombie now, so he should move on, but that's always easier said than done. Towards the end, we learn the dark way that he was involved in her death, and if you ever lost anybody close to you, this movie's ending will probably hit you hard. The next movie on my list is Max Reload and the Nether Blasters. This was one of my favorite releases of 2020. This movie was created by a very small team and actually got most of its funding through Kickstarter. It's a project with a lot of passion behind it. I've always been a big fan of Kevin Smith, and when I heard he had a part in this movie, I was very excited to see it. Instead of having the traditional undead zombie in most movies, this one goes for a different approach. The ones in this movie were created by an ancient magic released by a video game. It's up to Max Jenkins, a video game store clerk and part-time streamer, and his gang of friends to fix this mess, with the help of a mysterious stranger played by Greg Grunberg. I really enjoyed this fresh and updated take on the zombie genre. Them adding the extra element of video games and tech make it a lot more fun for us gamers. Knowing all the struggles that the team went through to get this movie released, you can't help to appreciate the amazing final product. Next up on the list, we're going to be talking about Scout's Guide to Surviving the Apocalypse. Much like Life After Beth, this is another movie that suffered from a poor release time. Having been released in late 2015 when The Walking Dead was in its 5th season, recent releases like Warm Body and World War Z were still fresh in people's mind. Everyone was just kind of tired of zombie movies. It came out when that genre was very overcrowded, and I feel like if it was released more recently, it would have a better response. With rising star Ty Sheridan at its lead, this is another movie I wouldn't be surprised to get a cult following in the next few years. What makes this movie so special is for most of the film it feels more like an American Pie movie than Day of the Dead. We follow 3 best friends who, after years of being in the Scouts, decide to call it quits after one last camping trip. The same night that they decide to do this, a zombie apocalypse is breaking out, thanks to a burnout janitor played by Workaholic's Blake Anderson. This is a near-perfect satire of both zombie films and the young boys coming of age trope as well. All you need to know about this movie is one of our first encounters with a zombie takes place at a strip club. That's right, stripper zombies. The final movie on my list has a completely different tone than the rest. We're going to be talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger's Maggie. This is another movie released in the oversaturated zombie market of 2015. It's a shame too, because this might be Arnold's best performance as an actor. This isn't the action-packed film that you would expect when hearing Schwarzenegger is starring in a zombie film. Taking place in a post-apocalyptic world, Arnold plays a father who is in search of his daughter. When he finds her, he discovers she's infected by the same disease that's turning the world into cannibalistic zombies. The movie follows Arnold as he struggles with this recent discovery. As an act of good faith, the doctor allows her to stay with her parents until she fully makes the transition. His daughter is played by Abigail Breslin, and she does a great job as always. Director Henry Hobson did an awesome job with the atmosphere of the movie. It rivals other environments like the Book of Eli and even Mad Max. As a team, they were able to put together a very touching and cinematic masterpiece that I highly recommend watching. Well, that's my list of underrated zombie movies. If you have your own that you want to add, go ahead and do so below in the comments. Leave the hashtag brains in your comments so I know you made it this far, alright? Thank you guys so much for watching. I will catch you in the next one. Laters on the binge. Wonder when that's gonna fucking get old, dude.
And I will burn it all down again.